softball, then you are going to love the Fastpitch TV show. We're bringing you more interviews, more videos, and more product reviews than anyone else on the planet. Sit back and get ready. Here's the Fastpitch TV show.
Hello and welcome to the Fastpitch TV show. I'm your host, Gary Leland, and I bring you this show every week. Just check our website on Fridays for the newest episode. Now, if you found our show on Facebook, your Apple TV, YouTube, anywhere, please check out our website at www.fastpitch.tv. It's home of the Fastpitch TV network and the place to find all my softball videos and all my softball blogs. It's basically a network I've created just for Fastpitch softball, so please check it out as soon as this show is over. Now, in this week's show, I'm bringing you another clinic from Softball Con in Louisville, Kentucky that was held earlier this year. Now, if you're not familiar with Softball Con, please go visit their website at softballcon.net. It's a great clinic, and the clinic is definitely worth checking out, I promise you this. Now, this week, I'm bringing you the fourth and final part of a great hitting clinic with college softball great and present head coach for the USA Women's Baseball team, Jennie Dalton Hill. Now, if you've not seen part 1, part 2, or part 3, you may want to go back and watch episode 116, 117, and 118, then come back and watch this part, okay, which is 119. Let's go to her clinic right after this word from my sponsor.
Do you need a softball bat? Do you want to save $30? SoftballJunk.com is offering an additional $30 discount off the price of all non-sale softball bats on their website. That's right, $30. So the next time you buy a bat, go to softballjunk.com and enter the code FPTV30 during checkout. And wham! You just put a cool $30 in your pocket.
How far do you put that wiffle ball on the down?
Say it again?
How far down do you put the wiffle ball on the down?
As far as it wants to go. No, I mean, you can modify. There's click sticks.
Yeah.
You've heard of click sticks. There's click sticks that you can hit with, but it doesn't correlate. The click happens here, and they're hitting it here. So it happens too fast to make it make sense. So how far down? You don't want it to sit too far. So you can just put a little tape bigger than the hole to make it sit.
What do you do if you have a girl that was hitting the ball great, had a good swing through the zone, has been through like 2 or 3 different hitting instructors, now her swing is destroyed?
That makes me sad. What do?
Yeah.
Be her constant. Your job as a coach is to take all the pieces that they've heard and help them filter down the most important part. There was a girl I told this next door, but there was a girl at practice today who said, just this morning, Jennie, the coach is telling me at school to fly, to make this be really high because it'll give me 10, this is what she heard. It may not have been what he said, but this is what she heard and translated to me. He's telling me to get really high back here because it'll give me 10 more feet on my hit. That's what she heard. That does not mean that's what he said, but the translation became, if I do this, I get farther there. So your job is to, so what I did this morning, it may not have been right, but this is what I did. I said, okay, what he meant was, and then I just translated. Here's what you need to be careful of. Don't over-rotate your hands. Make sure that your grip stays the same, even if you fly the backside. If you fly the backside, be careful it doesn't come into side. Backside's job is to clear your belly. If you can keep hands the same and clear your belly, you can do what he asks. Help your kids filter the information into what is right, rather than trying to be right. That's a hard thing to do. My daughter will tell you, I want to be right. I don't care what is right, I want to be right. And as a coach, you have to be careful that you don't get your ego bruised by someone else being right in your kid's head. You have to make sure that you filter out and get them centered in what is right and not worry about being right. Did I clear up your question?
Yeah, that's just a touchy thing when the parents are paying for these stuff.
Well, yeah, because because the things you hear is, my dad said, oh, crap. Or my coach said, so what I told her this morning was, please don't go back and say, Jennie said, go back and say, can you explain to me? I told her, to go back and ask her coach, can you explain to me how I'm supposed to do this and still get through the ball? Because if your coach can explain why, then you as a player have a much easier job of getting it done what he wants or she wants you to do. That's the thing that is our job. Make sure that our kids understand. So in the next talk that I have, I talk about the transition from you telling to them knowing. Because this is the key. Us knowing means nothing. Them knowing means everything. So by identifying the problem, but then getting them to apply what needs to happen, that's the key. Because we can sit in these clinics all day long and know exactly what we need to do. But they are at home playing games. So my job as a coach is to make sure that when I get to practice, I can relate the games they've played at home to the application here. One thing we just did at practice last week, and the kids laughed. They thought it was hilarious, but I got the result that I wanted. You guys have played Bee before? And they're laughing right now. We talked about Fruit Ninja. You guys know what Fruit Ninja is? Okay, so you have to learn what your kids are involved in so you can give them things to understand. Because my world and the 11-year-old world are not the same. And the things that they think are cool, I have to relate to. So, a lot of the kids coming through zone, pulling front side, dropping barrel, lifting through ball. Because coaches have told them you need to finish high. So in finishing high, they start hands here and finish way up here. So, what do I do? What do I do? How do I fix it? I can only say, finish this high, hold a stick, don't finish above this. All of a sudden, we said one thing, and it fixed it. We were hitting weighted red balls that were about this big. And one of the kids said, that looks like a cherry. And it clicked in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, my kids stay home and play Fruit Ninja all the time on Wii. Fruit Ninja is a game where you hold a sword. It's their Wii controller. And you cut fruit. Like the fruit pops up and you cut the fruit, and that's how you pass the levels. Stupid, but they think it's fun. And so this cherry that I was throwing at them, I said, all right, well right now you're slicing the cherry like this, I want you to slice it like this. He said, okay. And all of a sudden everybody finished here. I'm like, are you for real? It's relating to what they know and putting it in terms that they understand. And so I thought, well, if it works with 11-year-olds, I'm going to take it to the high school. And the way I introduce those topics to the high school kids, now Gary, you're going to put this online and then give away my secret, but the problem is older kids don't want to be talked to like baby. So don't put this part on. When I talk to the older kids, I say, if you were 8, I would tell you blah, 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 but you're not 8. So I'll put it in a different way. And then I say it in a way that's at my level. But I've gotten the information to them without them thinking I'm talking to them like baby. But that's what has to happen. They're infantile when it comes to their knowledge of what needs to happen. So on that situation, that's how I teach it. I say, if you were 8, I'd tell you you can't put a flag in a volcano because this is your V, but you're not 8. So let's just hold it at a 45, because at a 45, then we won't overcompensate. They're like, okay, I got that. Like, are you for real? But anyway, that's how I have bridged the gap. I teach it, making them think I'm not teaching them at an 8-year-old level, but I really am. Is there anything else? Any other fixes?
Cut that out.
Any other things you need fixed? Quick? That's your only problems? I love that. Softball in Kentucky is getting better. Anything? Last call?
What would you suggest if you've got a girl like a power hitter that struggles with rotating upper body?
Rotating her upper body too early.
Yeah,
Teach unwind from the bottom up. She needs to understand, right now she thinks everything has to explode at the same time.
Yeah, she's like left arm like we are. Yeah.
Right? She's pulling up and around. Your job is to do front arm and don't let her open front side. This is the move. Then we translate it with, oh, and we translate it with 2 hands to here. If she can't translate, back to 1. she does, go to 2. But that's a tough one because she sees results she wants.
Yeah.
If she sees results she wants, teach her what's right. And then when she falls into a slump, because we all do, then you can revert back to, remember when? Let's try that. Because you're not going to fix anybody when it's going well. Why change anything? I'm hitting you home runs. Why are we fixing it? You probably won't when she's hitting home runs. But if she stops hitting home runs and starts popping everything up, then you can revert back to, remember when we talked about that front shoulder? If front shoulder's pulling, what's happening to barrel? As soon as front shoulder pulls, it affects barrel. This goes down. We need to make sure that front shoulder stays relaxed. But this feels powerful. This side is simply the steering wheel. This side is the gas pedal. And so she has to learn. I use car examples because a lot of the kids are getting ready to turn 16. So the lane you are in, this is the lane the ball's in, and your hands have to go down the middle. Your hands cannot do this. They're over another lane. You have to stay in your lane. So your hands also can't go here because this is your body lane. You can't be in that lane. Hands have to stay right down their lane before they finish and follow through.
Pulling front shoulder off too early.
How what? Say again?
She wants to pull, it seems like she wants to pull off too early. And you know, I don't know if I tell her to close it a little bit. Is that the wrong thing to say?
You want to be old school and do this? Bite your shirt? I hate that. I have to do that too.
Yeah.
But how early? Okay, you can tell her that front shoulder can't come out until barrel begins its approach to ball. So if this is what's happening, I can pretty much guarantee barrel starting here.
Yeah.
Okay? Her job is to know that barrel makes shoulder begin. So if this is her approach, she's gone far enough. Now shoulder can begin. But if shoulder's beginning now, barrel's already begun. So teach about barrel. Were you in the other room when I held the back?
No.
Brooke, come here really, really fast. Hurry. And then we're done. I'm out of time. Girls and their hair. We all know. So, get in ready position. I hold barrel and then tell her to pull. And she's pulling knob and elbow through where it needs to go. So pull. She pulls constant. I put, oh, this makes me nervous. Scoot forward. There's ball on a tee out in front. Go, pull, and swing. And that then teaches the pull that they don't understand, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You won't get hit. If you stand in rubber, you'll get hit.
Right.
But if you go ahead, pull, and take a step back, then you're fine. With a tee, you'll be fine. And then they'll feel it, let them do it on their own, and hopefully it'll correlate. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Welcome back. That last short video you just saw was for my new magazine I'm pushing, Fastpitch Illustrated for the iPad. Now if you want to subscribe or just find out more info about the magazine, go to fastpitchillustrated.com. Now I hope you enjoyed Jennie's clinic. Make sure and come back next week for another great show. If you have an iPhone or an iPad, you need to look at all the apps I've created today. At this time I've created 8 different apps for the iPhone and iPad. Just go to app.fastpitch.tv. Don't forget to check out our new skills video channel too at coacheslook.com. It's a great way for high school players to get noticed by college coaches. Well, that's really it for today. So until next week, this is Gary Leland saying goodbye and thanks for watching.
This show is a member of the Fastpitch TV network. See all our shows and blogs at www.fastpitch.tv.